Okay, I need to be honest with you. My front yard was the embarrassment of the street. I'm talking dead grass patches, weeds taller than my knees, that one random bush that looked like it was actively trying to escape. You know the house I'm talking about. The one where neighbors walk past and don't make eye contact. Yeah, that was mine. But here's the thing. I didn't have thousands to spend on a landscape designer. I didn't have weeks of free time. And honestly, I barely knew the difference between a perennial and an annual. What I did have was embarrassment, a weekend, and about 200 pounds. So I did something about it, and the transformation was so dramatic that my neighbor literally knocked on my door to ask if I'd hired someone. Today, I'm walking you through exactly what I did, step by step. No fancy equipment, no expert knowledge. Just a regular person who was tired of being that house. Welcome to No Fail Garden. I'm so glad you're here. If you've got a front yard that makes you cringe every time you come home, this video is for you. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we share real transformations like this every week. No perfect Instagram gardens, no unlimited budgets, just actual people making their yards better without the stress. And seriously, drop a comment right now. Do you have a yard feature that embarrasses you? Because I guarantee you're not alone. Let's talk about it. All right? Let me show you what I was dealing with. The embarrassing reality. So, let me paint you a picture of what I was working with. The lawn was maybe 30% actual grass and 70% weeds and bare dirt. And there were these random patches where nothing would grow. Just dirt. Exposed. Depressing. I had this one overgrown juniper bush that had completely taken over the left side. It was so big, you couldn't even see the house number from the street. Delivery drivers would literally drive past looking confused. The pathway to my front door? Cracked concrete with weeds growing through every single crack. It looked abandoned. And here's the worst part. I had zero curb appeal. Like, if you looked at my house from the street, your eyes would just skip over it. Nothing to see here. Move along. My neighbors' yards? Gorgeous. Perfectly maintained. Mine looked like the before photo in every garden makeover show. The embarrassment was real. I'd literally speed up when I pulled into my driveway hoping no one would see me. Have you ever felt like that about your yard? Like you're letting your house down? Comment below, because I know I'm not the only one who's felt this way. The plan. Keep it simple. Okay, so I needed a plan. But I'm not a gardener. I didn't want complicated. So I made 3 simple rules for myself. Rule 1. Focus on what people see first. The front. Forget the backyard for now. Front yard only. Rule 2. Work with what I have. No ripping everything out and starting from scratch. Too expensive. Too much work. Rule 3. Create impact fast. I wanted dramatic change in one weekend. Not 6 months from now. Now. With those rules, I broke my transformation into 4 main areas. And honestly, this is the framework anyone can use. First, clean up the disasters. Get rid of what's making it look terrible. Second, define the spaces. To create clear zones so it looks intentional instead of chaotic. Third, add focal points. Give people something to look at besides the mess. Fourth, fill it in. Plants, mulch, whatever makes it look finished. That's it. 4 steps. No landscape architecture degree required. And here's what shocked me. This approach worked so well that people thought I'd spent thousands. So let me walk you through exactly what I did. Step 1. The ruthless cleanup. First thing I did, I got ruthless. That massive overgrown juniper bush? Gone. I know some people say work with mature plants, but this thing was eating my house. I cut it down, dug out the roots, and suddenly I could see my front door again. The weeds? I spent 3 hours just pulling weeds, all of them, every single one. It was boring, it was tedious, but it made an instant difference. And I edged along the driveway and walkway with a flat spade, created clean lines between the lawn and the beds. Suddenly everything looked more intentional. I hauled away 6 bags of debris. 6, from just the front yard. Here's what's wild. After just this cleanup phase, my yard already looked 50% better. I hadn't planted a single thing yet. I just removed the chaos. Cost so far? £0. Just my time and some garbage bags. If you're looking at your yard right now thinking it's hopeless, start here. Remove what's making it ugly. You'll be shocked at the difference. Quick question for you. What's the one thing in your yard right now that you know needs to go, but you keep putting it off? Tell me in the comments. Maybe this is your sign to finally do it. Step 2. Define the pathway. Next, I tackled that cracked concrete walkway. Because if people can't get to your front door without looking down at ugly concrete, nothing else matters. Now, I didn't have the budget to pour new concrete. So I got creative. I went to a home improvement store and bought these rubber pathway pavers. They look like stone. They're textured so they're not slippery, and they literally just lay on top of the old concrete. I laid them in a pattern right over the cracked walkway. Suddenly, instead of looking at cracks and weeds, you're looking at this nice defined path. Then I lined both sides of the pathway with low border edging, just simple black plastic edging from the garden center. Pounded it into the ground with a mallet. This created a clean border between the pathway and the planting beds I was about to create. Cost for this? About £60 for the pavers and £15 for the edging. But the impact? Massive. It went from, I hope no one's looking, to, this looks intentional. And here's the thing. When you create clear pathways and borders, even if the rest is still messy, it looks like you have a plan. It looks like you're in control. Hey, quick pause. If you're finding this helpful and you're starting to think, okay, I could actually do this, do me a favor. Hit that like button. It genuinely helps other people who are feeling embarrassed about their yards find this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now. Because we share real, doable transformations like this every single week. No perfection, no massive budgets, just real people making their spaces better. Also, I want to hear from you. What's the most embarrassing thing about your front yard right now? Drop it in the comments. Yes, this is a judgment-free zone. We're all figuring this out together. All right, back to the transformation, because this is where it gets really good. Step 3. Create a focal point. Okay, so at this point, my yard was cleaned up and had a nice pathway. But it was still boring. There was nothing to look at. So I needed a focal point, something that draws your eye and says, this is the feature. I decided to create a small circular planting bed right next to the pathway, about halfway to the front door. I used more of that border edging to create a perfect circle, about 1 meter in diameter. Filled it with fresh topsoil and compost. Then, and this is key, I planted one statement plant. Just one. I chose a Japanese maple, the one with the deep red leaves that look incredible. Around the base, I planted low-growing white flowers. Alyssum, I think they're called. They spread and fill in fast. Then I mulched the whole bed with dark brown mulch. The contrast between the dark mulch, the white flowers, and that stunning red maple? Show-stopping. Cost for this focal point? The Japanese maple was £35. The flowers were maybe 10 pounds. Mulch was 12 pounds, so about 57 pounds total. But here's what happened. Suddenly, when people looked at my yard, their eyes went straight to this beautiful feature. They weren't looking at the patchy grass anymore. They were looking at this gorgeous, intentional design element. One single feature changed everything. Here's my question for you. If you could add one statement plant to your yard right now, what would it be? Dream big. Tell me in the comments. Step 4. Fill in the beds. Next, I needed to deal with those sad bare areas along the front of the house. Instead of trying to fix the grass, which is expensive and time-consuming, I expanded the planting beds. I used the edging to create nice curved beds along the entire front of the house. This took away a lot of that patchy lawn area and gave me space to work with. I filled these beds with a mix of things. First, some low-maintenance shrubs. I went with lavender on one side, because it's tough, smells amazing, and those purple flowers are gorgeous. On the other side, I planted some ornamental grasses, the kind that sway in the wind and look intentional even when they're messy. Between the shrubs, I filled in with perennials, black-eyed Susans, some purple coneflowers, and a few hostas for the shadier spots. Then, and this made a huge difference, I mulched everything. Thick layer of dark mulch. It makes everything look clean and finished. Plus, it stops weeds. Cost for plants? I bought them on sale and used smaller sizes that would fill in over time. Maybe 45 pounds total. Mulch was another 20 pounds. Here's the thing about filling in beds. You don't need expensive plants. You need variety, you need to fill the space, and you need mulch to tie it together. Within one season, those small plants filled in. And suddenly, I had these lush beds instead of bare dirt and weeds. Step 5. Tackle the lawn the easy way. Now, I still had some actual lawn areas, and they were still patchy and sad. I didn't resod. Too expensive. I didn't overseed the whole thing. Too much work. Here's what I did instead. I focused on the edges. I used that flat spade to create the cleanest, sharpest edges you've ever seen. Between the lawn and the beds, between the lawn and the driveway. Then I mowed the lawn. Short. Clean lines. Kept those edges perfect. Here's the wild thing. When your edges are sharp and clean, people don't notice the patchy grass as much. Their eyes follow those clean lines and it looks maintained. I did add some grass seed to the worst bare patches. Cost about 8 pounds. Watered it consistently for 2 weeks. Some of it filled in, some didn't. But honestly, with the clean edges, it didn't matter as much. The lesson here? Sometimes it's not about fixing everything. It's about making what you have look intentional. The finishing touches. Last few things I did were small, but made a big difference. I added 2 matching planters flanking my front door. Just simple black containers from the home improvement store. Filled them with bright flowers that I swap out seasonally. Cost? 20 pounds for the planters, 12 pounds for the flowers. But the symmetry at the front door? Chef's kiss. I also added solar path lights along the walkway. 6 of them. They charge during the day and light up at night. Makes the pathway look inviting and shows off the work I did. Those were 18 pounds for a pack of 6. And finally, I pressure washed the front of the house, the driveway, and the walkway. Rented a pressure washer for 1 day for 30 pounds. The difference was incredible. Everything looked fresher. The reveal and reaction. So, total transformation time? 2 full days. 1 weekend. Total cost? Let me break it down. A border edging, 15 pounds. Pathway pavers, 60 pounds. Japanese maple, 35 pounds. Flowers and perennials, 55 pounds. Mulch, 32 pounds. Grass seed, 8 pounds. Front door planters, 32 pounds. Solar lights, 18 pounds. Pressure washer rental, 30 pounds. Total, 285 pounds. I said 200 pounds at the beginning. I went a bit over, but still under 300 pounds for a complete front yard transformation. But here's what I want you to understand. The value wasn't in the money. The value was in the strategy. I didn't try to do everything. I focused on what matters. Clean lines, one focal point, filled-in beds, sharp edges. And the reaction? My neighbor literally knocked on my door. Did you hire someone? No. I watched YouTube videos and figured it out. Another neighbor stopped me while I was getting my mail. Your yard looks incredible. What changed? Everything and nothing. I just made it look intentional. But the best part? I'm not embarrassed anymore. I actually look forward to coming home. I pull into my driveway and think, yeah, that looks good. That feeling is priceless. Closing. So here's what I need from you. First, if this gave you hope that your embarrassing yard can be transformed too, smash that like button. It helps other people who are in the same situation find this video. Second, subscribe to No Fail Garden and turn on notifications. Because we share real transformations, real budgets, and real strategies every single week. No perfect gardens, no unlimited money, just real people making their spaces better. Third, and this is the big one, comment below and tell me, what's stopping you from transforming your yard right now? Is it the budget, the time, the knowledge? Tell me, because I want to make videos that actually help you overcome whatever's holding you back. And if you've already done a transformation, share your story. What worked? What didn't? This community learns from each other. Remember, your yard doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be better than it was yesterday. Pick one thing from this video. Clean edges. One focal point. Better pathway. Pick one and do it this weekend. Before you know it, you'll be the house on the street that people actually look at. In a good way. Until next time, keep it simple, keep it real. And remember, No Fail Gardening is about progress, not perfection. You've got this. Now go transform that yard.